Ooh, that was a good one. I could really feel that one. Look at that. I'm kind of like, I'm not so much like looking like, Henry Cavill, Guile from Street Fighter, but I mean, this is who I truly am. This is me. This is me. Look at that. And with the glass and everything, I look a lot smarter. Welcome back. My name is Josh, and we're here to talk about Argylle. That could work. This movie was directed by Matthew Vaughn. It stars Henry Cavill, John Cena, Dua Lipa, Samuel Jackson, Bryce Dallas Howard, Bryan Cranston, Catherine O'Hara, most, but definitely not least, the best thing about the entire movie, Sam Rockwell. I feel like it was like something in his contract where he has to dance. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. The movie is about a writer trying to write her last chapter of her novel for a big book, then kind of gets wrapped up into the world of espionage when Sam Rockwell's character comes into the picture to basically help her along because they find that the book are somewhat predicting the future. It's just a dumb premise. The story itself that wraps up in this beautiful little bow because this happened here and this happened here. We justified it over here, so we're gonna bring it back over here. That's the entire movie for you. Sam Rockwell's character is kind of this, agent that comes in and helps out Bryce Dallas Howard's character. They go on to this entire journey to essentially unravel more of the story as she's writing it to find a USB-C thing, whatever the fuck. They were making sure that all of the agents that were on this passkey that, were uploaded weren't taken out. I don't know what the fuck. It was just such a bit stupid. I think Matthew Vaughn is really great at creating action scenes, especially from the times that he did with Kingsman all the way even till now. He kind of has a little bit of a signature thing with his momentum when he comes to music into the scenes, then kind of orchestrating with the music with the action. They have these moments, dumb moments. Bryce Dallas Howard's character snapping on some knives on her boots and doing some sort of ice skating thing because she remembers that she can do that, going around in an oil slick. It's a whole sequence of her skating in an oil slick, fighting villains because they can't, shoot guns, even though at the end of the sequence, they do. Look, the only appropriate time that is necessary is at Batman and Robin. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. That scene is iconic. I don't know why they haven't put it in the video games, or comic books, or TV shows, or even the new movies. I would have liked to see Christian Bale just, hit his heels and just skates coming out of his boots. Anyway, those action scenes really do work well. Also, big highlight is Sam Rockwell is just such a joy to actually watch. And I think that he really takes it to a whole new level when you're actually trying to watch this movie, even for like the somewhat serious to satire to comedy to then back to drama, then wrapping it around with like these like spy tropes. Really, it's Sam Rockwell that is actually the star of the movie. I feel like we've gotten to this point in Hollywood movies where, those gigantic casts are just kind of a norm now. They're using Henry Cavill and John Cena as like these characters that are part of the book that kind of like reflect within the real world during action scenes or during scenes that, Bryce Dallas Howard's character is trying to remember. Felt like it was more of a thing that Apple was just basically paying for. They're not in it for that long. They're not really significant. Who cares? It's like the sentiment toward how they treated those characters. Bryce Dallas Howard, it felt like she was on this journey as a director and getting better and better at directing. And then they asked her to do this movie and she's like, wait a second, I gotta fucking act. Kind of feels like she's like relearning. Other thing was the CGI was just an absolute travesty. It was sometimes really good and then all of a sudden turned into just hot caca like the next moment. I'm not a fan of when they use CG in such a way that they have sweeping cameras, that they basically don't ground any sort of camera work into the CG. They can do crazy. That's what they can do. I'm no expert at writing, but at the same time, everything kind of had this like pretty little bow wrapped up into it, right? They would plant something here, such as a fan emailing about a certain thing that happened within the book that might have been part of the book, but then like the fan comes in. They kept doing that over and over again. And then on top of it, adding twists upon twists upon twists. It just is. I think that you can wait. I think it doesn't really have any like longevity into like the world that is Matthew Vaughn's work. And then on top of that, if you're a big fan of just ugly, fugly, shitty CGI, maybe this is the one for you. But not for me, and I don't recommend it. I don't know. What did you guys think? It can't just be me. Maybe it is just me. All right. Had to say something.